Today, I will show you how I turned cardboard boxes into compost, which is completely free and helps you save a lot while gardening. While I did this fun experiment, which resulted in this huge compost cake, I will give some practical tips on how you can use cardboards in your garden. It will help you to attract earthworms as well, because they just love cardboards. Start with the right type of cardboard boxes and papers. This means no glossy papers, no glossy cardboard. You will need a shredder for what I did, but if you don't have one, do not worry. I will show you how you can use the whole cardboard in your garden. I found that a 10-page paper shredder can easily shred most of the cardboards, such as pizza boxes or online shopping boxes. One money-saving tip: go to a few thrift stores near you to find a shredder that can shred 10 pages at a time. If you don't find it anywhere, I will link mine in description. For this project, I shredded a lot of boxes. I know, sometimes I get carried away. I even got boxes from my friends, which they were planning to recycle, and shredded those as well. You don't need to go around asking for boxes. Just shred as and when you find papers and boxes. What I did next, I took this recycle bin and put two rocks at the bottom so that wind won't push it over. Then I added a layer of shredded cardboard to it. The cardboard doesn't break down by itself. It is all dry and there is nothing to start the breakdown process yet. So I got some free coffee grounds from nearby coffee shop and added it to this layer. Coffee grounds bring nitrogen to this mix, which helps break down dry natural material such as cardboard, paper, or wood mulch. Adding water to this mix also helps to get the process started. I started this pile in winter and we had lots of snow, so I used snow instead of water. Then I mixed it all up and repeated the same process by making another layer on top. It was like creating layers in a lasagna. Finally, I closed the lid on top and let it decompose. How long did it take to break down into this awesome compost cake? I will tell you, and we will cut this cake as well. But first, let me show 3 ways of how you can use cardboards in your garden in a better way. What I do these days with this shredded material is that I add it to my composter directly. It acts as the carbon-rich material that keeps the compost from smelling bad. And it increases the compost amount for me. This is the first way of using shredded material without much extra work. But what if you do not have a composter? I use the shredded cardboards to retain more moisture in my containers. How? Let me show it. When I prepare potting mix for a container, I would mix in whatever shredded material I have available to me. Paper and cardboard absorbs water faster than the potting mix. So even if water runs out of the container, these shredded peas will capture some of it. Because I mix it in with the potting mix, these pieces are distributed evenly in the potting mix and they make many smaller water pockets, which the roots can reach out to get water from. Over a period of time, these pieces will decompose in the potting mix and provide organic material to the plant. This is the second way to use shredded cardboard in your garden. What if you don't have a shredder? Sometimes I just grab the cardboard boxes and lay them in my garden pathways. They prevent weeds from growing, keep the rain from washing away soil, and eventually break down to add organic matter to the garden. Be careful though, because you can trip on them in the beginning. But after a few days, they settle down when I have walked enough on them. Now, let us open our compost cake. When I started it, this recycle bin was full with shredded cardboards. But after decomposing, it reduced to almost half in size. You can see not all of it has composted. But no worries, I can mix it all together and use it in my raised bed. Let me break this to show what is inside this compost cake. I can still see some coffee ground cakes. These can be easily squished to break them apart. I started this whole experiment on 26th December in 2022. Once I closed the lid, I hardly opened it, maybe 2 times, but for the most part, I left it alone for almost an year. I finally opened it, this year in February, when I was preparing soil for my garden. Having good soil is key to success in garden, but it should not break your bank, which is why I covered cost-effective ways of preparing your garden in the video linked on the screen. Learn all these tips by clicking the next video and start applying them as soon as you can.